So here's the story. Greg LeMond in 1986 wins the Tour de France, becomes the first American to do that. Weeks before he's to go back to France to defend his title, he's shot by his brother-in-law in a hunting accident. He has all of this birdshot in his body. He has limited function in one of his lungs. One of his kidneys don't work. He has 47 lead pellets in the lining of his heart. He's airlifted. The doctor tells him later that he was 20 minutes from bleeding to death. So after a long, lengthy recovery, he finally makes it back to the race in 1989. But he's been struggling. So he's on some tiny little team that nobody's ever heard of. They get like a wild card invite to the event because the organizers think it'd be good publicity to put LeMond back in the event. So he's riding, and all of a sudden he gets stuck in this epic battle for the beginning of for the lead of the race. For those of you who don't know, every day the person who has the lowest overall time wears a yellow jersey. So they get the last day of the race. And they did something different and very unique that year. I don't think they've done it since, is instead of having the big processional ride up and down the Champs-Élysées in Paris like they usually do, they decided to have an individual time trial. An individual time trial is where the riders go in reverse order, 2 minutes apart, and they're timed as individuals rather as in a group. LeMond's 50 seconds behind Laurent Fignon. Laurent Fignon is a French man. Paris is his hometown. He's won the race twice, and he's currently the number 1 ranked rider in the world. The deck is stacked against Greg LeMond, and I will never, ever forget this. This is burned into my memory as he is just circling just outside the start line. Before he starts, they're explaining why he's not going to win. Fignon's in the form of his life. He's on home ground. He's got the home field advantage. He's leading by 50 seconds. LeMond would have to average 3.5 seconds per mile faster than the Frenchman to win. And as they explain all of this, the guy says, to put it simply, Greg's going to have to go faster than anybody thinks he can. Back then, the race wasn't live on television. I grew up in South Africa, so we watched extended highlights at 9 p.m. I will tell you that I did not sleep that night. I was so amped up. I was 15 years old. Because I sat and watched Greg LeMond go faster than anybody thought he could. He covered the distance 58 seconds faster than the Frenchman. It stands to this day as the smallest margin of victory that race has ever seen. Do you know who thought that Greg LeMond could do it? Greg LeMond. Turns out they shove a mic in his wife's face at the end of the event, and she says, I swear, I just didn't think he could do it. It's like, I hope she lied to him at breakfast. I just to be honest. They shove a mic in his face. You know what he said? I knew I could do it. Sometimes the best person to be for you is you. But here's another part about that. So I'm in Chicago, and I tell this story. Hey, I did good. Thank you. 2 thumbs up from the back of the room. The last time I tried that story in Chicago, I didn't make it. I started crying. Like it was therapy moment. There's this room of people who are doing this training, and all I remember is standing staring at my shoes and feeling my shoulders kind of bounce as I sobbed. I could not find any words. And when I finally gather myself, I say, I don't know why that story bothers me so much. This guy sitting right in front, he says, I know why that story bothers you. That story's not about Greg LeMond. That story's about you. How many of you woke up today feeling, gosh, I got to go faster today than anybody thinks I can? How many of you got family members who like saying, I told you so? That's why you don't go and tell your mom and dad even you're struggling, because you don't want to hear, I told you so, the 4 most condemning words in all of English. But you can in this room, because if you come and tell me, I'm walking around with this in my pocket, I'm just going to do this. Because we're all in the same boat. Here's the thing that I learned years later. There was one other person for Greg LeMond. So number 1, you need to be for yourself. And number 2, you need at least one person who's for you. So it's only a 15-mile course. So that morning, LeMond rides the course on his bicycle. And he gets back and he says to his mechanic, a guy whose name I don't know. I don't know this man's name. And LeMond says to him, I'm going to go for it. And the guy says, you're going to go for it. You try to win the stage today, this individual timed event. He goes, no, I'm going for it all. I'm going to win this thing today. Almost made it. You know what the mechanic did? He took LeMond's bicycle and he rebuilt the entire gear ratio on it. He put bigger gears on his bike, knowing that with every turn of the pedals, it would propel him faster and further forward. He now stands as the closest margin of victory in what is still thought of as, in the entire 120-year history of that event, to be the most exciting outcome, because he believed in himself and hit one person for him. That's sometimes all you need.